Hey, Crypto Growth fam, how's it going? This is your host Shazib signing in. We're back with another video, folks. XDC front running trillions in finance. It's going to be an interesting one, guys, so make sure to watch till the end. And, folks, for those of you who are new to the channel, we primarily discuss utility coins and potential gems. If you're interested in any of that stuff, then subscribe the channel and hit the notification icon for regular videos. Anyways, folks, let's see what's happening with XDC and how it is trying to disrupt trillions, folks. Look at this. This is X Finance Bull Crypto. XDC is quietly front running a $1 trillion pivot. BlackRock chose it to host tokenized US Treasuries from $105 million to $1.47 billion in just 1 year. That's not hype, that's adoption. Basically, we are getting out of that hype phase. We are about to enter the adoption phase. We are about to enter a phase, an era where we will have practical uses, practical utility, and practical implications of a project that we always talked about being theoretical, folks. You either front run it or you chase it later. Bet on XDC. Folks, XDC is indeed trying to disrupt trillions of dollars, and some might even say that it will go on and disrupt more, even quadrillions in the future, but obviously that is extremely overambitious. But if we look at the realistic numbers, tokenization's market cap by 2030 will be approximately 18 to 19 trillions. So if XDC can get a small percentage of that huge market, I think that it can go a long way. Look at this. US tokenized treasuries. Tokenized US treasuries represent a straightforward way to intersect traditional finance and digital assets. Typically backed by an exchange-traded fund with a large brokerage house, these RWAs are secured by US Treasuries in the ETF that backs the RWA token. xdcnetwork hosts the USTY token that is secured by a BlackRock managed US Treasury ETF. Folks, BlackRock has been interested in crypto, in digital assets, and tokenization for a while now. As you all know, that BlackRock is tight with Securitize, and it has connections with, and Securitize has connections with xdcnetwork. And BlackRock, folks, these connections are written in the wall. You can all see these connections. Look at this 1 year growth in treasury product market caps. $105 million, and here we've got $1.47 billion. Tokenized private credit. Tokenization of private loans to businesses has been around since late 2020. So, folks, let me describe this or explain this in simple terms. If we talk about artificial intelligence, folks, if we talk about artificial intelligence, the idea was there back in the day, but artificial intelligence in its practical uses is a reality only in 2020s. So as far as tokenization is concerned, or digital assets are concerned, digitalization is concerned, the idea has been there for a while now. Now the time will come when we will have practical use cases, folks. And there are so many different arenas and venues that tokenization is going to be disrupting. Look at this. There are many sectors of loans, including real estate, auto, carbon, consumer, and fintech, and the average APR hovers near 9.5%. So this is what we're talking about, folks. This is what we're talking about when we say that xdcnetwork is trying to disrupt a huge market worth trillions, because aside from tokenization, it is the future of global trade. Look at this. Global trade is evolving from paper trails, which is becoming outdated. It is obviously not energy. It is not good for climate. It is not good for the global warming. It is going to transform from paper to digital highways, basically. XDC isn't just another token. We have to reread this, folks. XDC isn't just another token, folks. Oftentimes we cannot differentiate between any other random meme project from XDC. We think that, yeah, it has been randomly listed on an exchange, and if community shills it, if community goes on and hypes it, the price is going to be going up. It is only there for speculation. In the midst of so many different thousands of tokens, XDC is just a random coin, a random token. But it isn't the case, folks. It is trying to disrupt or change the future of global trade. It wants to change trade finance as we know it. It is setting the stage for cost savings, enhanced transparency, and faster settlements in a multi-trillion-dollar industry. Now, this is what XDC is, and imagine the token being utilized in a multi-trillion-dollar industry. It can be huge. It can be huge, and it can be really good for global for trade finance as a whole, not just XDC network, folks. XDC can transform trade finance for the better. Look at this, the adoption driver. Number one, digital documentation. XDC is transforming traditional trade documents, electronic bills of lading, EBLs, secure and tamper-proof digital documents replace paper BLs, and cutting processing time from weeks to days. Aside from bills of ladings, we've got invoices as well. It is backed by MLETR, folks. It is the model law on electronic transferable records. It is endorsed by none other than the United Nations. It is the framework, or the digital framework sponsored by the UN for digital documents and electronic documents. These EBLs are legally recognized in markets like the UK, Japan, UAE, and Singapore. Why does it matter? Obviously, faster document verification means quicker trade settlements, reducing friction and cost savings. Aside from that, this, folks, obviously low cost, everyone wants low cost transfers, but aside from that, this is secure, it is immutable. As you all know that blockchain is transparent. Everyone knows that what's happening in the behind the scenes. Everyone knows that there cannot be fraudulent activities. Look at this, tokenization of real world assets by converting invoices, which I mentioned before, letters of credit, and other assets into digital tokens. XDC unlocks liquidity and reduces the $5 trillion funding gap for SMEs, small and medium sized enterprises, folks. So $5 trillion gap. We're not going to be giving insane number, folks. If XDC goes on to disrupt, if it tries to decrease the gap only $1 trillion, if it basically goes on and takes over just $1 trillion of this gap, what is going to be the price and value of XDC? We do not even talk about price in this in this channel as much, folks, because I do not like price predictions as much. But the writing is, as I told you, is in the wall. The connections are there, the use case is there, and this is a practical gap in trade finance that XDC wants to take over or cover. Will it do it? That is an entirely different story. We do not know if it will indeed do it, but if it does, it can be huge. Enables fractional ownership and easier financing, turning static assets into tradable liquid instruments. Awesome. The takeaway is that this tokenization turns real-world assets into immediate capital by accelerating cash flow in a sluggish market. Obviously, folks, the traditional system, the legacy systems are really sluggish. They're really slow. They're expensive, and this is why XDC is there. It wants to change, and it wants to be a fast solution for these issues, these problems. Speed, scale, and low cost. With nearly 2000 TPS, XDC offers 2-second finality. Transactions settle in the time it takes to blink. Awesome. Ultra low fees. Costs are mere fractions of a penny, which is ideal for high volume global shipping transactions. Why does this matter? Obviously, it matters. Who doesn't want 2 second finality? Who doesn't want ultra low fees? In a nutshell, I mean, it doesn't even need explanation. But look at this. This performance ensures that even during global trade peaks, the network remains fast and efficient. Obviously, folks, when the traffic is a lot, you get slower payment times, slower transactions, but this won't happen digitally. This is going to be accelerating the economy of the globe as a whole. As we all know that inflation records have been broken post-pandemic era, and XDC is indeed a critical upgrade from legacy slower systems that can enhance the economy as a whole. Look at this. Interoperability and regulatory alignment. Regulations, obviously, it is also a unique selling point of XDC. It is the difference maker. XDC's design bridges the old with the new by being ISO 20022 compliant. The Bluetooth of financial messaging. I mean, this is also a really good name for the title, the Bluetooth of finance. I mean, yeah, interesting. Integrating seamlessly with legacy systems, allowing banks and shipping companies to adopt without overhauling their entire tech stack, earning recognition from regulatory frameworks across major markets. What are the insights? Regulatory buy in reduces risk and fosters mass adoption. Awesome. Furthermore, folks, the strategic partnerships, this is the best part about XDC. My favorite part, the partnerships and global penetration. Look at the areas that XDC is trying to partner into. We've seen it having partners in Japan. We have seen it trying to forge partnerships in the Middle East. Look at this, Asia, partnerships with SBI Group and R3 Corda to streamline cross-border settlements. Emerging markets, folks, we shouldn't take emerging markets for granted, because these are the markets that can be consolidated directly by new technology at the foundational level, folks. So look at this. National pilots in Zanzibar and Brazil are modernizing public sector trade processes. So this is what we're talking about. Having a good technology at the foundational level, folks. In comparison to doing something in the developed countries where you have difficulty in integrating it with the legacy systems which are already outdated. Global Finance, as a founding member of the Trade Finance Distribution Initiative, it is backed by top banks and finance giants. These partnerships validate XDC's utility and open access to large untapped trade markets. Awesome. Why is it all needed? Like I told you guys, we need to change the outdated system. And here as well, Mr. Digital Autonomous Conductor is saying this as well, that outdated paper systems create delays and add up to 20% additional costs. A fragmented ecosystem results in loss of opportunities and liquidity issues. This is why XDC is trying to solve all of these issues and provide a digital solution. Look at this. This is Greta Lian. Price down, volume up. Sounds like a good time to fill the basket with XDC. $500 million RWAs from Brazil plus global backing equals dip is just a setup for the next leg up. Hopefully, back in March, co-founder of at xdcnetwork posted something very interesting. What is that interesting thing? Let's see. This is Ritesh Kakkar. In Web3 air-gapped security devices, custody and DeFi need bold innovation. XDC Network is backing visionary startups. So this is awesome. XDC always backs good innovations. That is great. Okay, so many different sectors that XDC wants to change and transform. This is Merligen, the trader. Institutional rails are coming online. The world is shifting to ISO 20022. Let's see the long-term play. XDC is a part of it. XDC global contracts plus tokenized trade. Awesome. Okay. I talked about quadrillions, right? Look at this. This is Karomar. Ask Grok about XDC and the DTCC, and this is what he says. Look at this. Yeah. DTCC's 2.4 quadrillion dollars in annual value. The price could theoretically reach 15.3 million per token with a velocity of 10, but this assumes unrealistic full adoption and low velocity. More plausibly, capturing 0.1% to 1% of DTCC's market could push XDC to $15,000 to $150,000 per token, still requiring massive systemic changes. Obviously, folks, I told you first that these are very, very over ambitious targets. We should be a bit realistic. Even talking about trillions seems far-fetched up until this point because we haven't seen true utility. So let's hope that XDC and the team deliver, and if it does, it can be huge. So what do you guys think about XDC? Do you think that it indeed is the Bluetooth of finance? I would really like your opinions. Do hit the comment box below and let the community know. Anyways, guys, this was it for the video. If you liked it, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification icon if you're interested in utility coins and potential gems. And you can also support the channel by becoming a Patreon, so do check that out. Like I always say in the end, until next time, stay blessed and stay tuned. Thank you very much, everyone.